Jill Thomas, welcome to the Growth Concept.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Thank you so much for coming down. It's a beautiful day for it.
It is.
We're currently at Scarborough Beach. It is 10:48 and it is amazing down here.
Yeah.
Jill, I think we should start on how we met.
For sure.
How did we meet?
We met at the Toastmasters District Conference last year. You had a job and I was a timekeeper. And
Yes.
yeah, I remembered you and started following your podcasts and have been watching with interest and noted that you stopped your full-time job and followed your passion, which
Yes.
is
Yeah, that
really
was
good.
a very big step.
Yeah.
And obviously trying to make that change, explaining that to people like family, friends, my parents especially. It's had some resistance, but we pushed through.
Great.
I want to start this podcast off with something different.
Okay.
So I have this deck of cards here. I feel like this is like a magic trick.
Yeah.
And each card has a question on it. I don't know what any of these questions are.
Okay.
So as you pick a card, I'm going to answer the same card
Okay.
as well. So magic trick, guys. Pick a card, any card.
Okay. Oh, I picked two. There we
Beautiful. What is the question?
If you could be famous for something, what would you want it to be? Do you answer first or me?
You answer first.
Well, I recently started doing stand-up comedy, so
Beautiful.
if I could be famous, it would be for making people laugh because life's way too serious.
Tell us a joke. No pressure at all.
Was not expecting that. Why don't you tell us what you would be famous for while I think of a joke?
Okay, for sure. I would want to be famous for podcasting, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be really cool to be well known for, is the largest growth concept podcast in the world. That is so doable, and I reckon that'd be really cool. I reckon that would be something I would want to be famous for. So you're a stand-up comedian.
I've only done it once so far.
Unreal. Tell me a bit more. How did you even land in a role like this? That's really cool.
Cool. So I'm actually accountant by trade. I think I'm probably the most unbeen accountant you'll ever meet. But I have a friend who's got stage 4 cancer, and she told me that I always make her laugh, and she wishes I'd just try stand-up to see if other people enjoyed my humour.
Wow.
So I signed up for an open mic at the Comedy Lounge and actually ended up in the Heat 7 finals, where my friend with cancer was there to watch me, which was so cool.
That's so cool.
And the bug bit, and I want to do more.
That's incredible. So tell me a bit more about how these actually work. So is it like, for someone who doesn't know Toastmasters, there's like competitions and all that.
Yes.
That you speak, you give a speech, whatnot, and when you win, you get progressed. Is it
Yes.
similar in the comedy realm?
I'm actually not sure because I didn't make it through to the final. You would know from Toastmasters that if you run out of time, you're disqualified.
Yep.
I ran out of time,
Oh no.
so I didn't progress. But I would imagine that yes, you would progress and continue to compete. But yeah, don't know. Very new.
Was it scary to take that first step?
It was terrifying. Yeah,
Wow.
my mind really got in the way, and I was psyching myself out, going, "You're not even that funny. What are you doing here?"
Oh no, all the
Before.
limiting beliefs. Oh no.
But-
That's unreal. So this is at the Comedy Lounge, and you've
Yes.
been doing this for a few months.
No, just once. Only once so far. I'm doing 2 more in Frio in the next couple of weeks.
Unreal. Are you expecting it to pan out a certain way, or are you just kind of going with the flow with something like this?
I'm just going with the flow. If anything progresses, that's great. If it doesn't, I'm having fun, so it doesn't really matter.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
incredible. It's good having that support system as well with
Yeah.
your friend as well. Hopefully she's doing okay.
Yeah, she is. She's doing amazing,
Oh,
actually,
yeah, good
which
to
is
hear.
great. Yeah.
So Jill, whereabouts are you from? You were saying that you're not born in Australia,
No.
and you lived in New Zealand for quite some time. You're not born from there. Where are you from?
I grew up in Durban, South Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, and moved to New Zealand when my daughters were, I think, 10 and 18. I should know that.
Wow.
And then became a Kiwi citizen and moved to Perth 18 months ago.
Unreal. So tell me about Africa. I've never been. I have no idea what to expect. My interpretation is lions and bush and snakes trying to kill you everywhere.
Right.
Tell me a bit more about what life was like living in Africa.
Life in Africa it used to be pretty good. It's quite different now. But I
In
grew
what
up
way?
There's a lot more crime and the infrastructure's collapsed really. So the only place you probably really want to go visit is Cape Town if you were going to go visit.
Yeah.
So they have rolling blackouts and potholes in the road that are massive and
Oh, shit.
water you can't drink. So it's pretty much like a third world country now. But when I grew up in Umhlanga Rocks, which is a little village, and great surf spots, beautiful weather. It was lovely.
Nice.
They moved to Port Elizabeth when I was 15, so tough time moving.
Port Elizabeth
is
that
in South Africa as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was tough. But yeah, I got married there, had kids, moved around a bit more, and then moved to New Zealand with my family.
Unreal. Why was Port Elizabeth tough growing up?
I was in year 10 when we moved, so going to a brand new school.
Oh, yeah.
Was hard.
That must have been rough. What, is it just trying to make friends?
Yeah, everybody was in their group, and I just had to become a bit of a chameleon to fit in. And I did, but yeah, it was hard.
What is the culture different over there compared to Australia? Is there a huge difference or not really?
I would say there's a very clear divide between the Afrikaans culture and the English culture in South Africa. So Port Elizabeth is very Afrikaans, whereas Durban's very English. So I couldn't even speak Afrikaans when we moved to Port Elizabeth.
Wow.
And I had to do it in school. So that was one of the major challenges. And yeah, just different upbringing. So it's Dutch versus British, really.
So how many languages can you speak now?
I can speak English and Afrikaans, but I don't like speaking Afrikaans because I have a really English accent when I speak it.
Afrikaans, is that the
That's the
name?
Dutch derivative, yeah.
Can
Afrikaans.
you say welcome to the growth concept in Afrikaan?
Welkom na die... I don't know what growth concept is.
That is a good effort. Way better compared to what I would have done.
I'll just say welcome, which is welcome.
Amazing. Jill, your mission and your work in mental health. This is something that we connected over. I'm fascinated on your passion for mental health, and it's a topic that is spoken about a fair bit in the space, but even my perspective on everything is spoken about so much, but there's still so much work to do because the numbers you see in these stats are crazy.
Yep.
Take me through, why is mental health so important to you on a societal level and a personal level?
Sure. So on a personal level, I almost lost a really close family member to suicide. She was in her teens and got as far as standing on the chair with the rope around her neck, and then realised that maybe she should ask for help. Nobody knew what she was going through. It was just such a wake-up call for me. So obviously youth mental health is incredibly important to me.
Yeah.
I also had some challenges, as you can imagine. I mentioned how hard it was to move to a new school when I was 15, and then obviously moving country twice after that. It can be quite tough, but particularly I feel the youth are so vulnerable. Social media rules so many people's lives.
So easily manipulated.
And I said ruins, and it was almost like a Freudian slip there, because it rules, but it ruins as well, because it creates this expectation, and I know we're on social media right now, but we're doing a good thing. It creates this expectation of a life that's just, it's not feasible. You're told to be tough, as you said earlier. You just expected to be perfect, front-facing society, and it's not real, essentially. I'm addicted to my phone. As a 52-year-old, I am addicted to my phone, and
makes two of us.
Yeah. So the challenge I'm doing is to raise awareness about youth mental health. Oh, one other thing, societally, I don't think that's a word, but in terms of society, 98% of our funding for mental health goes to the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff. So helping people that have already had a breakdown, a suicide attempt, or something like that. Only 2% goes towards preventing mental health challenges. That is what I love about 20 Talk. They're teaching 18 to 30-year-olds how to deal with mental health challenges in a relatable way, and it's all free. So that's what my passion is for this particular charity.
That's unreal. I'm lucky enough I haven't experienced that extreme.
Mm-hmm.
With having such a brutal experience, like, this isn't something you just move on quickly, and it's not something that words can justify. How do we explain the importance of this? Because I feel like these personal stories is what brings us together, and with sharing these personal stories is what gives people the shivers and the drive to make change. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What do you feel needs to happen in society for us to be brought together and to be more uniform in moving forward?
I feel that we need a sense of community. So people actually meeting face to face like this, I feel that we've really got to make a change in society around it's okay to not be okay, and talking to each other, because everybody's just on their phone like this, and we're losing the ability to communicate face to face, essentially. I feel like there's got to be a move to moving offline and actually connecting in person. I also feel that it's important for people to show their vulnerability on social media, because we're not going to get rid of social media.
Exactly.
But to actually show that they're not this perfect person, to talk about the challenges they've experienced, because somebody out there might be able to relate, and somebody out there you might help. So I feel we just need to talk about it more. And just raise awareness.
Because I know social media in particular, there's that highlight reel on, Mr. Perfect or Mrs. Perfect. That's out there, and for some people that's their brand. But on a human-to-human level, it's these essentially fuck-ups which make us human. And sharing that, as I was doing the promo videos for this whole podcast at Scarborough Beach, I did a bloopers vid on... I couldn't get words out.
I saw it.
I was stuttering. I was getting mad, frustrated. So with me posting this, I hope to build that I'm human connection with someone who is in a similar boat. Yeah. Do you think there needs to be more... I'm just figuring out how to explain it, because you don't want people posting online like, look, I have this illness, that illness, and for some people it may be validation, but for some people it may be documenting their journey to become happy and healthy. Yeah. Do you think something like that would bring us together as society? Yeah,
or even I used to struggle with mental health, and now I'm thriving because I've taken care of myself, limiting beliefs. I've done this work, and here's how you can do this work too, for instance. So I don't sit here and go, I've had this super easy life. I've had a really hard life. I've come from a domestic violence situation, and I'm still here, and I'm trying to make people laugh, and I've done the work on myself, and we can all do the work on ourselves, but we have to do the work, and we have to stop with the doom scrolling and actually just take some time to connect with nature, to connect with people, to connect with ourselves most of all, and just do the work.
When you say work, is that the process of moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. Moving forward, so healing yourself first, and then helping others to heal. In fact, I said I'd be famous for making people laugh. I would rather be famous for helping people to become the best version of themselves. And if I can make them laugh along the way, even better.
100%. What's the saying? Laughter is the cure of something.
It's the best medicine.
100%, yeah.
Laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone.
100% agree with you. So with the process of moving forward, what drove you to keep moving forward? Because there must have been a motive. Because for so many people, when something doesn't go their way or the world is going against them, it's a lot easier to pack up your bags. Or for some people, the worst.
Yeah, absolutely. My friends kept me going. Sorry, not my friends. My family kept me going. So I have 2 daughters. I have 3 grandchildren. And amazing. I wanted to be here for them. But I said my friends, I should actually explain that my friends in Perth, my Toastmaster friends, they're like my other family. And when I was going through a really rough time, they rallied around me, even though they barely knew me. They reached out and asked if I was okay, and we met for coffee and we talked.
Unreal.
So, yes, it was my family first, but my Toastmaster friends, 100%. They, as I said, are like my family. And I've seen my club work with so many people going through challenges and helping them through. So I know we're not necessarily here to talk about Toastmasters, but it's a really awesome community.
It just shows that when you find a community, it can essentially be a life or death situation, because you're now having a community that can help you through these tough times, compared to just trying to be that tough guy trying to push through it type thing, which I truly love that. For someone who is in a similar boat to where you were, where would you guide people to seek that community when family may not be an option?
Yeah, and sadly family sometimes isn't an option. So if you're in the 18 to 30 year old bracket, I would definitely encourage you to go to 20 Talk. They're amazing. They, as I said, they do free mental health training and mental health awareness. If you're in school, you've got the option of a guidance counsellor. I've heard 2 stories in the last couple of weeks of 11-year-olds being suicidal. That scares the living daylights out of me.
So young.
So young. And so that's really scary. If you're in school, go to a guidance counsellor, or if you can't, talk to your parents, whatever. People that are older, reach out to a good friend. Your family might not get it. I don't think my mother necessarily believes in mental health challenges. They just sucked it up when they were little. It's just, you just deal with it. Reach out to a friend. There are societies that you can reach out to. There's mental health help online. Go to your GP if you need to. There's no shame in it. If you were diabetic, you'd use an insulin injection. So if you've got a mental health challenge, why wouldn't you seek help? Yeah.
About overcoming that.
Yeah.
I love that, Jill. The last guest I interviewed on this podcast left a question for you, not knowing who you are or what story you tell.
Okay.
And I'm excited to hear your response to this. The question is, if you were to leave this planet tomorrow, what is something that you want to be remembered by?
I would like to be remembered for doing my best for my kids and my grandkids, for sure, and for bringing a little bit of light into a world that can sometimes be pretty dark. So, yeah, I'd like to be remembered for hopefully making an impact here on this podcast.
I love that.
Today.
100%. We have, yeah.
Yeah, and be remembered as somebody that genuinely cares for the future of our humanity and really wants to encourage everyone to just speak to each other, be connected.
I love that, Jill. What question do you want to leave for the next guests I interview on this podcast?
I would like to ask, what would your strategy be if the internet broke tomorrow?
As in?
No more internet.
I love that. Jill Thompson, thank you so much for this chat. I've loved it. It's been eye-opening and I've gotten goosebumps, and it's been eye-opening. And I really appreciate you breaking down the challenges that you've had to face and overcome. I really resonated with that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jill.
Thanks so much.